The entire cosmos found Mergians to be the oddest, most enigmatic creatures in existence. Nothing they ever did or said made any sense whatsoever. I recalled all the absurd things these peculiar primates did. One time, during one of their numerous conflicts, a contentious species we had scarcely encountered before they informed the rest of the galaxy that they planned a minor skirmish and seriously warned everyone not to interfere, threatening retribution. They were clashing in an obscure star system when, unexpectedly, a small civilian freighter emerged from subspace into the fray. It broadcast a distress call. The Mersian fleets in battle, known to be arch-nemesis, abruptly ceased fighting, then flew side by side to assist the crippled vessel. After aiding the ship and ensuring it was safely docked for repairs, the Mersian fleets simply resumed their battle music and continued their fight as if nothing had happened. The Mersians outside the conflict just laughed at it, while the rest of the galaxy spent months with her, being the prevalent response. Another incident involved a Mersian soldier, one of their warrior class, who single-handedly charged a Tarankan infantry division to attack a Yellathan battle line. The bizarre part was that it actually succeeded. Apparently, he grew bored of his commander's barking. The Tarankans and Yellathans, subsets of the same species, had been embroiled in a mining dispute spanning centuries, much like Earth's old political feuds. Both sides were highly honor-bound, traditionalists who valued discipline and duty above all else. They influenced the galaxy's political landscape significantly, but could never resolve their disputes. Using tactics and weapons that the Mersians found outdated and reckless, their skirmishes had few casualties. Battles lasted hours, with months between skirmishes, and everything was decided in those battles. Both sides used the equivalent of laser muskets, firing a single shot before breaking formation to fight in one-on-one combat. The Mergians had long abandoned this practice, and reportedly had to stifle laughter upon hearing about it. During one such battle, a Mersian pilot who had crashed on the planet was drafted to serve in exchange for repairs to his ship. The Mersian soldier, apparently fed up with his officer's lengthy speeches, broke ranks and charged the Yellathan main battle line, reaching their end without firing a shot. He climbed into the trenches, confronted the enemy commander, removed his helmet, and screamed, "Get me out of here," before retreating to his own lines. The absurdity of the situation so traumatized the commander that he was later found wearing a ceremonial robe made of a bedsheet, attempting to court-martial a snack cake for insubordination. The battle ended, and within days, the Mersian had his ship repaired and departed the planet. The commander eventually recovered from his psychosis, but never overcame his animosity toward a particular brand of snack cake, attempting to court-martial it for sedition whenever he saw one. Other instances included Mergians consuming substances they knew were harmful. While most species avoided poisons, the Mergians used them recreationally. Cigarettes, known as extreme toxins to most others, were used by Mergians as mild sedatives. Mergians could endure bullet wounds or plasma bolts, continuing to fight without realizing they were hit, only noticing the injury when someone pointed it out or after the battle ended. We never understood the Mersians. They were all so peculiar. Then one day, a Mersian did something that actually made sense. It was an ordinary day in the hub, monitoring a refinery control panel for temperature checks. My name is Zog, just Zog. Most other species can't pronounce our names correctly, so they use the first part and leave it at that. We're a crab, like humanoid species, roughly the size of a Tricidian horse. And I should know, I once met such a beast in person. It didn't go well. I sat quietly at my control panel at my workplace, an alloy refinery, blissfully unaware of what was about to unfold. A Mersian doing something that actually made sense. Darius then barged in, holding a datapad. Although he was a foot shorter than me, I have yet to best him in close combat, just like all Mersians. Darius was average for a Mersian 5'9", brown hair on his head, and a smaller tuft on his upper lip, with skin that looked sunburned. Zogentaristos vonaquara stream. He greeted happily and slapped the datapad on my desk. Good morning, Darius. You seem pleased. I focused one eye stalk on him, the other still on my work. Indeed, I am. We exceeded last quota, which means we get bonus paychecks this month. See? He pointed excitedly at the datapad. Excellent. I can visit my clutch back home early this year. I clicked my mandibles in joy and took a short break to chat. Yup, got a pub crawl planned for the weekend with the janitorial crew. Interested? He asked. Definitely, absolutely. I clacked my claws in happiness. By the way, here. He handed me another datapad, a somewhat sinister grin on his face. What's this? It's a petition that's been circulating. It already has 6 billion signatures, he said, grinning. I read it. Petition for www.change.universe.reclass.net reclassification of species. Reclassification of species is essential as creatures gain intellect and technology, or as new things are discovered about them. Therefore, we propose the following conclusion and request changes. We petition that the creatures known as politicians be reclassified as a separate species. Politicians, barring rare notable exceptions, all display similar demeanor, attitude, and behavior regardless of their origins, arrogance, a lack of empathy, a certain elitism. Thus, all politicians act the same way, like jerks. Every politician seems to operate under the same delusion of power, viewing it as addictive, and even the kindest individuals can become complete jerks overnight with few exceptions. Politicians seem to share a hive mind regarding power, viewing it with grandeur upon achieving office. Therefore, this petition exists to reclassify all politicians as their own species to subject their behavior to scrutiny and ridicule. We, the people. I looked up at him. He smiled at me. I signed the document, and he retrieved the datapad. We looked at each other and burst into hysterical laughter. After a while, we said goodbye and planned to meet for drinks after work. That was the only time a Mergian did something that actually made sense. Well, not the only time, but for me, it was the best one.